This is the story of Tiang's son Claw. A married couple named Pune and Karen lived in Thailand. One night, Karen had a dream about a man named Pha. Pha was the brother of her husband Pune, and Pha was murdered by people who believed he was a cattle thief. In the dream, Pha said that he wanted to be reborn as Karen's child. In October 1924, 3 months after the death of Pha, Tiang's son Claw was born in Thailand. At about 4 years old, Tiang began to talk about his past life. He said that his name was Mr. Pha, and he said he was his father's brother reborn. He even called his father brother, and he called his aunt sister, and he would get angry when people called him Tiang because he wanted to be called Pha. He also knew many things about the life and death of Pha. Tiang's father Pune became convinced that Tiang was the reincarnation of Pha. However, Pune passed away when Tiang was 4 years old. When Tiang was 15 years old, his mother passed away, so his uncle raised him. However, Tiang's uncle did not want Tiang to talk about his past life. Whenever Tiang talked about his past life, his uncle burned him. Tiang had a couple of scars caused by his uncle. Tiang said that when he was Pha, he was falsely accused of stealing cattle, and he said the accusers wanted to kill Pha. Moreover, he stated that one person threw a knife at Pha, and the knife penetrated the back of Pha's head. This is how Pha died. However, several people claim they witnessed Pha stealing cattle. Pai was the wife of Pha. After learning about Tiang's reincarnation claims, Pai decided to visit Tiang. Interestingly, Pai wanted to test Tiang, so she brought several things that belonged to Pha and several things that didn't belong to Pha, and she asked Tiang to pick out Pha's property. Tiang easily picked out all the things that belonged to Pha, and then Tiang talked about the intimate moments that Pha had with his wife. Hence, Pai became convinced that Tiang was the reincarnation of Pha, and she decided to become a Buddhist nun. Fascinatingly, Tiang had 6 birthmarks that matched the locations of 6 wounds on Pha's body. On the back left side of Tiang's head, there was a large lesion called a verrucous epidermal nevus. Similarly, Pha was stabbed on the back left side of his head. In addition, Tiang had a birthmark on his right big toe. Similarly, Pha had a chronic infection of his right big toe. Also, Pha had tattoos on his hands and feet. Likewise, Tiang had birthmarks on his hands and feet. Here is a photo of Tiang's birthmark on the back of his head. This birthmark exactly corresponded to the area on Pha's head where Pha was stabbed. And here is a photo of Tiang's feet. This birthmark exactly corresponded to the area on Pha's toe that was infected. Though these birthmarks are rare, researchers at the University of Virginia have found that about 35% of the children who remember their past lives have birthmarks and/or birth defects in the same locations as past life injuries. The policeman who investigated Pha's murder went to see Tiang, and Tiang recognized the police officer, and he called the officer by his name. Moreover, Tiang named all the people involved in the murder of Pha. Also, Tiang told people that Pha owned property connected to an army camp, and he even knew why Pha got the property. Though Tiang tried to get the property in his name, he failed to do so. Hey guys, what do you think about Tiang's story? Tell me in the comments below. And last but not least, have an amazing, wonderful day.